How did it come to this in the end? How was I the only one to not be a friend? Now don't pretend you don't know what I'm talking about. Or you can do like DJ Unk and just walk it out. Hush your mouth. Now I know you know I know the deal. So just come on and tell me how you really truly.
What's going on, everybody? My name is Crossword again. We're here on Saving Soul Blog for the Vote You series. I got my girl Ryan Hamilton over here. And we're gonna talk a little bit more about the importance of getting out there on the 25th or even earlier and voting. Yeah, so Ryan, just before we get the whole political-ish talk started, could you tell the camera a little bit about yourself?
My name's Ryan Hamilton. I'm a fourth-year criminal justice major at Ryerson and currently working for the city of Toronto. And I do a little music on the side and just an all-around fun kind of girl.
A little music on the side, that's a little... What do you have to tell them about the civic duty of voting, getting out there and being a part of your community in a way that maybe they're not every day?
Well, first of all, you gotta smash the myth that your vote doesn't count. A lot of people think, what's one person's vote gonna do? Me voting for this person, why? They're not gonna win anyway. But think about it, if everybody thinks like that, how can we ever make any possible change? You got people out here who are running for, you know, mayor, and then you got the city officials who are running for, you know, the smaller positions. And these people want to make changes. And yes, change is good, but what kind of changes do they want to make? I'm not going to drop any names, but certain people want to remove unions. And as a city worker, I'm part of a union. Now this union might do things like go on strike, but you know, me as a union member, that doesn't mean that that's what I want. However, that doesn't mean that this union is not benefiting me in other ways. So when people come in and don't know the whole story and want to jump to conclusions and make choices based on that, it harms me and it harms everybody else who works with the city. Likewise, people who are not informed when they vote, right? They're voting for changes that might be detrimental to themselves and they might not even know it. So, big picture, that's all you gotta think about, the big picture.
Most definitely. I mean, you gotta, like, you have a good example with the unions. There's a lot more beyond the surface. You gotta scratch beneath that. What's a good way? What are some ways for the youth to stay? Not even the youth, like young adults. I mean, you gotta be 18 to vote. Let's keep that in mind. We always talk about getting out the youth vote, but these are young adults that are out there, and you know, either not paying attention or paying attention to making a difference. So, what are some good ways that people have to stay informed nowadays?
Well, thank God for the internet, that's all I'm going to say.
Sure.
A lot of people wouldn't even know election dates were going on if it wasn't for the internet. Other sources of media, right? The youth are very media oriented. We want something, it doesn't have to be this big boom bang, but I mean, it's got to grab us. And we're not one to give time to something that we don't think is worth our time. So if you're going to look at the media and how you can use it for youth, then that's a good avenue to reach them.
For sure.
Definitely.
And you mentioned, you know, what's worth your time and what's worth your vote. Mm-hmm. What do you think what are you looking at as some of the major issues that some of these politicians are offering, and what's important to you in terms of who's going to get your vote?
It's a good question. Just recently, actually this year, I started to actually break down what I was looking for in a political campaign. And I said, if anything, I'm gonna want someone who can do everything that I can do, in the sense that they can think the way that I think. I wake up, I go to school, I pay tuition. What are you saying about that? I take the bus and the train, I take the TTC to school. What are you saying about that, right? I pay taxes. What are you saying about that? So I think what youth need to focus on, and anyone voting needs to focus on, is what are you saying to me? What are you saying about me? Right? Are you trying to raise tuition? Are you trying to raise taxes? Are you trying to privatize transit? You know, what are you trying to do, and how will it affect me? So it's good to think outside of the box. Of course your vote counts, right? These people are going to make changes that will affect you regardless of whether you vote or not. But if you don't vote, you can't say that you were part of that change, right?
You know, that's so beautifully said. I mean, we call this series Vote You, because really what it comes down to is what they're doing for you. You're putting a name on the ballot, but the biggest name on the ballot is the one you fill on the top, is your name. So thank you so much, Ryan. That was amazing to have you. What should we watch out for with you musically, because we are a music website, you know what I'm saying? We try to push that aspect. Of course we can see you, you know, like later on, you know, in the course, like criminology major, but what can we look forward to on Wax?
Well, right now I'm actually working with my cousin PG. Look out for her mixtape, The Element, coming to you soon. Me personally, I'm on my books, bucks, and beats hustle right now. So it's books first, then the bucks, you know, me at work, and then the beats. So when I'm done here, I'm probably go home and write something. So I'll get back to you on that one.
For sure. And you mentioned, you know, Tool Shifties. Watch out for that OSAT money cross for the Phoenix coming soon. Out. Peace. Vote.
Just won't budge. I am everything you don't want me to be.